The following video took place on the Yonizah Woodmere's second mission to Israel this past week. It's an amazing story of Hashgacha Pratis and Ben Adam L'Chavero, between one Jew and another, such a vital, important lesson in the times that we live in today. Shared by Dr. Chaim Abittan, one of our members who was participating on the shul mission.
So I'm part of a MTA high school chat, class of 80. I don't even know what class it is, to be honest with you, 84, I think. Yossi Kamenetsky's here, whatever. We're in the same year. So I didn't graduate from MTA, I left early admissions, that's why I was only there for 2 years. But Carmi Weisinger was in my class. Somebody posted Kaddish for every Jew after the war started, and I signed up for it. I wrote privately to him. He's the Anglo guy. I said I want to sign up. And on December 25th, he sent me, it's a story that my daughter read. I don't know if anybody understood it or how many people understand Hebrew, but basically what I read online, they didn't know where he was buried. He lived in Sderot. He was a shomer, and on October 7th, he was on his way home, and his wife and children called him, crying that there were machablim in Sderot, and he should come home. And on his way home, unfortunately, he was killed. He was killed on the way. So I was given the name. I've been saying Kaddish since then. I have no clue who he is. It's all the data I have on him. And I say, and the Pele Yoetz brings you here at Selma, you're supposed to say, after somebody passes away, I have it in my siddur. So I say for my father, Zechron Bracha, my brother, Zechron Bracha, and I added him as well. Every midah I do, every mitzvah I do, is Lina Shmasna. So when I came here, I told you about him. I said, maybe my daughter will read the story in Sderot. So when we got to Sderot, I went to Shai right before we started, who is the police officer who gave us the tour inside the building, and I showed him a picture, and he says to me, you're not going to believe this, but when I came out that morning, look at the time, he showed me it was like 7, I think, or 7:01 or something. He said he was the first person that I found, unfortunately, and he actually has a distant picture that he showed us. So he said to me, the wife is here in Sderot. If you'd like, you can meet her and her children. I said, it's not about me. You have to decide whatever. I'm willing to meet her, but she has to make sure, she wants to meet. That was it. Gave me his WhatsApp. I sent him a WhatsApp. He didn't respond to me. Then we came into the indoor park, and I was just schmoozing with different people. And there was a single guy here. He told me he came back to work. We were just talking. He's a young guy. And I asked him, do you know who this person is? He said, oh yeah, of course I know him. He's a friend of mine. His whole thing. We spoke. And that was it. And I told him I'm saying Kaddish. That was it. Then I milled around again. Literally a half hour later, the guy comes running up to me. And he says, you're not going to believe this, but his almanah is sitting right there. And he pointed to the woman in black hair. So I said to him, okay, what do I do? I said, I'm not going up there. He said, no, I think she does. I told her, and she said she wants to meet you. So I said, fine. I sat down with her and her children. She told me, actually, the story was, I asked her for a midah so that I can understand who he is. And she told me his main midah was that all he cared about was his family and his children. And he actually lost his life because of that. He was coming into Sderot. It didn't work in Sderot. He was coming in. He stopped at the gas station right outside of Sderot, and they stopped and they said, don't go in. There's machablim there. It's dangerous. He said, I cannot. I have to go. My wife, my children are crying for me. I have to go. And he went. He never made it home, unfortunately. She then told me that I'm giving her unbelievable menucha hanefesh. She said she feels like this boulder's been lifted off of her. She's not a religious woman, but she's very spiritual, clearly. She said that her husband came to her twice in 2 different dreams. The last dream was sometime in November, crying that he needs help in Shemayim. And she said she's gone to many, many rabbanim. People are saying Kaddish for him. Despite that, he came to her over and over again, and she hasn't really had relief. And now that she met me and we sat, we schmoozed, she says she now feels that this boulder's been lifted off of her. She asked me to be in touch with her. She wants, obviously, to be in touch with my family. We'll do what we can to help her. She has a good support system, thank God. But it's just, I said to her this, she said to me, I didn't have to say it to her actually, she said, I left out a part. 5 months ago, she left, went to Eilat for 3 months, came back to Sderot 2 months ago. She has not walked out of her house in the last 2 months. Today was the first day out. She took her kids to this park. And she said, Hashem sent you here. She said, this is not little nothing. This is stuff happening up there. My husband arranged it. I don't know who arranged it, but this is what happens. This is unbelievable. So I want to thank you. I give you the split of running the trip and the young Israel and everything else. I didn't know I was even going on this trip. Hashem arranged everything. I wanted to go on an earlier trip, didn't work. Even this trip I wasn't sure. And I really, a lot of thank you for the split that I'm able to, it's just thank you.
A truly remarkable story of one Jew's concern for another. A reflection of what so many of us have been doing since October 7th, doing everything that we can on behalf of our brothers and sisters in Israel. A testimony to who Chaim Abittan is as a person and what our shul, the Youngers of Woodmere, and this mission is all about.